Welcome back to the deep dive. We are doing something a little different today. Usually, we're unpacking a specific event, maybe a tech breakthrough or some complex theory.
But today, we're going somewhere else entirely.
We are, because today we are talking about time travel. And I'm serious, genuine mental time travel.
Okay, that's a dramatic setup.
Well, think about it. We don't just live in the now. We can, project ourselves back to 1998 or forward to next Tuesday.
And the vehicle for that kind of travel is grammar, specifically the English verb tense system.
Exactly. We're diving into this really fascinating guide from the Bird English Advisor. It's titled All Verb Tenses 2026.
And I want to jump in and say, before you tune out thinking, oh great, a grammar lesson, this is not about memorizing charts.
No, absolutely not. The reason we picked this source is that it treats grammar like a form of logic. It uses these visual timelines to show you exactly where an action sits in reality.
It's all about precision. It's the difference between I live here and I am living here.
Which, as I learned, is a huge difference in meaning. So our mission today is to help you visualize these timelines. The goal is to stop thinking about rules and, start thinking about the story you're actually trying to tell.
To move from is this correct to is this what I actually mean?
So let's start where we are right now, the present. Or maybe not the present. The first thing that jumped out at me in these notes is that the simple present tense is named really badly.
It is a bit of a misnomer, isn't it?
Yeah.
When learners first encounter it, they assume simple present means what's happening this second.
Right.
But if I say to you, I drive a car, am I driving right now?
No. We're in a studio. You should definitely not be driving.
Exactly. If I were driving, I'd say, I am driving. The simple present, sentences like, she goes to work every day, is actually about habits. It's about routine.
The guide calls them repeated actions, so it's not one single dot on the timeline. It's more like a whole series of X's stretching across the past, present, and future.
It's the identity tense.
Oh, I like that. It's who you are and what you do, generally.
And the source highlights these adverbs of frequency that are basically giant flashing signs telling you to use this tense. Words like often, seldom, sometimes, never.
He never eats broccoli. That's not a statement about this moment. It's a statement about his soul.
A bit dramatic, but yes, it's a statement of fact. And that leads to the second major use of simple present in the source material, timeless truths.
I love the examples for this. They sound so scientific. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius.
It's a law of the universe.
Yeah.
True yesterday, true today, will be true tomorrow. The timeline for that is, infinite.
There was another one I liked. Snow falls in the December in Minnesota.
And notice the phrasing there, the December. It means every December. It's a geographical fact. So if you're describing something that's permanently true, you use simple present.
Okay, but what if I do want to talk about right now? What if the action is literally happening as I'm speaking?
Then you switch gears. You have to use the present progressive. That's your am doing, is doing, are doing structure.
The camera is rolling tense.
That's a great way to put it. Yes. The action is started, it's in progress, and it's not finished. She is typing a paper. He is fixing the sink.
The source material points out a nuance here I found fascinating. It's the busy nuance. Like, he can't talk right now. He is fixing the sink.
Right. It implies he's unavailable. But there's a deeper layer to present progressive that advanced speakers use for something really subtle. It can describe temporary situations.
This is the John example, isn't it?
Yes. So compare these two sentences. Sentence A, John lives in Modesto.
Okay, so John lives in Modesto. Simple present. That sounds permanent. He bought a house. He has a library card. He's not going anywhere.
It sounds like a fact. Now, sentence B, John is living in Modesto.
That feels different. It sounds like he's, crashing on a couch, or he's there for a short-term job contract.
Exactly. It implies the situation is temporary. It's true for now, but the speaker expects it to end. It's an incredibly powerful distinction.
So if you say, I live with my parents, that feels like a long-term thing.
But if you say, I am living with my parents, it sounds like you're just between apartments.
Wow. One little ing changes the whole vibe of your social status. That is wild.
Context is everything.
Okay, so that's the now and the sort of now. Let's get in the time machine and dial it back. Let's talk about the past.
The simple past.
This feels like the easiest one. On the timeline, it's just a single sharp X. Done. Finished. Over.
The key definition is an action completed at a specific time in the past. And this is the most important part. It is no longer true in the present.
The example they give is, I attended MJC in 1998. MJC is Modesto Junior College. And the note says, I no longer attend MJC.
It creates a clean break. You're closing that chapter of your life. There's almost a nostalgia factor to it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Look, this other example. I saw a movie every weekend when I was a teenager.
Oh, that's almost tragic. The implication is I don't see movies anymore because I'm a tired adult.
It frames that action as belonging to a completely different era of your life.
But stories are rarely just a list of finished facts, right? I woke up, I ate, I went to work. That's so boring. You need to set the scene.
And that is exactly where the past progressive comes in. Your was doing, were doing.
This one is all about duration, isn't it?
It is. It focuses on the activity itself, not just its completion.
We were walking in the park around 7 p.m. last night.
That's so atmospheric. It puts you right inside the memory.
And it is absolutely essential for what we call the interruption. You see this constantly in storytelling. You have a long background action, and a short action interrupts it.
The visual in the notes is perfect for this. It's this long, wavy line for the background action, and then bam, a sharp X cuts right through it.
The classic example. I was taking a bath when the doorbell rang.
Oh, the worst timing.
Terrible timing, but look at the grammar. Was taking is the bath long, ongoing. Rang is the doorbell short, sharp, and intrusive.
If you mess that up and said, I took a bath and the doorbell rang, it sounds like you finished, dried off, got dressed, and then the doorbell rang, which is a completely different and much less annoying story.
Another one from the guide is, they were eating dinner when the neighbors stopped by for a visit.
Again, we're eating sets the stage. Stop by is the event that crashes it.
So past progressive is the movie set, and the simple past is the main action.
That is a perfect way to visualize it.
Okay, I feel like we're entering dangerous waters now. We're moving into the tenses that trip up everyone, even native speakers, I think. The perfect tenses.
Ah, yes, the bridge.
The present perfect, specifically. I have eaten. She has lived. Why is this so hard?
It's hard because it sits in this weird gray area connecting the past to the present. Many languages just don't have this. They just use the past. But English insists on this nuance.
The source breaks it down into two main uses. The first one is for events that began in the past and are still happening.
Right. He has lived in Modesto for 2 years.
So let's go back to our friend John. If I say John lived in Modesto for 2 years, simple past, what does that imply?
It means he's gone. Moved away. The story's over.
But John has lived in Modesto for 2 years.
It means he is still there right now. The actually started in the past, but that timeline arrow stretches all the way up to touch the present moment.
That distinction alone is worth the price of admission. But the second usage is the one that really confuses people. The source calls it unspecified time. I think of it as the experience badge.
That's a great analogy. It's for when the fact that you did something matters more than when you did it.
Like, I have seen that movie before, or he has already visited Vietnam.
And notice there are no dates in those sentences. You would never say he has visited Vietnam in 1999.
Wait, pause right there. Why not? That feels like the most common mistake I hear. I have been there last year. What's wrong with that?
Because the moment you add a specific time anchor, last year, 1999, yesterday, you're pinpointing a specific spot on that timeline.
And a specific point in the past needs the simple past.
It demands it. You have to say, I visited Vietnam in 1999.
So present perfect is kind of like a life resume.
That's it. I have been to Vietnam. It doesn't matter when. It's a badge I carry with me into the present. It's part of who I am now.
That makes so much more sense. Give the date. Use simple past. Just brag about the experience. Use present perfect.
Precisely. And then, to add a little more flavor, we have the present perfect progressive. He has been studying grammar for an hour.
That one feels like it really emphasizes the pain, the effort.
It emphasizes the duration and how recent the action is. She has been cooking all day. You can picture her in the kitchen right now, wiping her forehead.
The source also links this back to that temporary idea. She has been living in Taiwan for 2 months.
Exactly. It implies a recent, maybe temporary state. Compare that to she's lived in Taiwan for 20 years, which feels so much more permanent.
Okay, let's go deeper. We've done the past, we've done the bridge, now we're going into the deep past. The past perfect.
The past before the past. This is for all the storytellers out there.
This is when you have two things that already happened and you absolutely need to clarify which one came first so people aren't confused.
And the source uses the ultimate historical example, the Titanic.
The Titanic had received many warnings before it hit the iceberg.
Okay, so visualize that timeline.
Right.
We're in the past. We have the crash, the specific point. It hit the iceberg. Simple past.
But the warnings came before the crash.
So we have to step even further back. We use had received. That word had is the key. It pushes that action deeper into the past, behind the other past event.
If you just said the Titanic received warnings and hit the iceberg, it sounds like a simple sequence, but the Titanic had received warnings really emphasizes the tragedy they knew.
It clarifies cause and effect. There's a more casual example, too. I had already eaten when my friend stopped by to visit.
So my friend arriving, that's the past. But my dinner, that was the deep past.
You were already full. If you said, I ate when my friend stopped by, it could sound like you started eating because they arrived. Maybe you were being rude.
Or maybe they brought the food. Who knows?
Right. The grammar completely changes the script of the evening.
And of course, there's a progressive version of this too, past perfect progressive.
Yes, though it's a bit of a mouthful. She had been driving around the city for 3 hours before she finally found the right office.
I can feel the frustration in that sentence.
That's the whole point. It's this long bar of activity driving and driving that finally crashes into a specific moment in the past, which was finding the office. It emphasizes the struggle.
The long-suffering drive, tense. Okay, we have thoroughly covered everything that has already happened. Let's pivot and look forward. The future.
Which is surprisingly flexible in English.
I mean, you have the basics. Thomas will graduate in June, or Maria's going to go to Mexico.
You will and be going to. The bread and butter. But the source throws a curveball that I think surprises a lot of learners.
Yeah, I had to read this section twice. It says we can use present tenses to talk about the future.
We do it all the time, specifically for schedules.
The example is, the train leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Leaves,
Oh.
that's simple present. But we're talking about tomorrow.
Why do we do that? Why not just say the train will leave?
You can, but using the simple present makes it sound like an unchangeable fact. It's on a timetable. It's not a prediction. It's a certainty. Like, class starts at 9:00.
It treats the future as if it's already a written fact. That is very confident.
And we do the same with the present progressive for personal arrangements. She is meeting a new client at 11 o'clock.
Right. I am flying to Paris next week.
Yes. If you say, I am flying, it implies you have the ticket. It's booked. If you say, I will fly, it sounds a bit more like a general plan or a promise. I am flying means it's happening.
So if you want to sound organized, use the present tense for your future.
It definitely projects more certainty.
Okay, let's level up one more time. Future progressive. I will be doing.
This is the projection tense. You're imagining yourself in the future right in the middle of an action.
I will be teaching ESL 40 at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
So if I call you at 10:05 tomorrow, you'll be busy. You'll be in the flow of teaching.
Don't call me then. I'll be working.
The notes have a great example that paints a picture. They will be moving their furniture out of the house by the time you arrive tomorrow.
So when I pull up in my car, I'm going to see them in the middle of struggling with the sofa.
The action will be in progress. It sets the scene for a future moment.
And now, finally, we get to what I'm calling the boss level tenses. The future perfects. These always sound so sophisticated. I will have finished.
They are sophisticated
Yeah.
because they involve looking back from a point in the future.
Wait, looking back from the future, my brain just hurts a little bit.
Bear with me. You project your mind forward to a future time, let's say 5:00 p.m. tomorrow. And from that point, you look back at something you did earlier that day.
Okay, I think I'm with you.
We will have finished the exam by the time class ends tomorrow.
So future point A is when the class ends. Future point B is when the exam is finished, and B happens before A.
Exactly. It's a way of making a promise about completion. By Friday, I will have completed the report. It's very common in business for deadlines.
It feels very productive. It's not just I will do it. It will be done by then.
It treats the task as if it's already accomplished in your mind.
And then the absolute final boss, the one that combines everything, the future perfect progressive.
This is the mental gymnastics champion of verb tenses. It combines duration, a future projection, and a specific deadline.
The example in the source is a monster of a sentence. By the time she finishes law school, we will have been living in the U.S. for 8 years.
Okay, let's unpack that. The future trigger point is he finishes law school.
And the duration we're measuring is living in the U.S.
And we are calculating how long that duration will be at that specific future moment.
Yeah.
We will have been living.
So it connects the past, when they first moved, to the present, they're living here now, all the way to that future point of graduation. It's the entire timeline of an immigrant family in one sentence.
It really is. It tells a complete story of time passing. And that really is the whole point of all of this.
That's where I wanted to land. We've thrown a lot of have-beens and will-haves at you. But why does this actually matter? Why should you care about the difference between had received and received?
Because accuracy creates clarity, and clarity gives you control. These tenses aren't just, arbitrary rules made up to torture students. They are tools for precision.
It's the difference between being a victim of a story and being the initiator of it.
And think about the difference between I lost my job and I have lost my job. I lost it is a simple fact from the past. I have lost it means I am feeling the consequences right now. It's a call for help.
Or the one we started with, I live here, versus I am living here. One tells me you're a neighbor, the other tells me you're just a visitor.
Exactly. Or I ate versus I was eating. One just ends the conversation, the other invites a question, and then what happened?
So our challenge to you, the learner, is to start visualizing these timelines when you speak. Don't just conjugate verbs. Picture the line.
Ask yourself, am I in the now? Am I looking back from the future? Is it a temporary thing or a permanent truth?
Once you start seeing the timeline, the grammar stops being a math problem. It starts being a map.
And that is when you can really start to travel.
Thanks for deep diving with us today. Keep mastering that timeline, keep telling your story, and we will catch you on the next one. Goodbye.